The surrender of Kherson represents a potential turning point in the course of the Russian invasion. Sorovikin said that the further resupply of the city was no longer possible. After a thorough reconnaissance of the current situation in the Kherson region, we decided to take up defensive positions on the left bank of the Dnieper. This decision was difficult, but we are guided first and foremost by the safety of our troops. These units will soon be used for active operations, including offensive ones, on other sections of the front. Russia had been evacuating civilians from Kherson for several weeks. According to Ukrainian intelligence findings, more than 100,000 people were taken out of the city. The evacuation ended on the eve of the decision to order the retreat of Russian forces from the city. Kiev remains skeptical about the Kremlin's actual intentions. These actions may indicate that the city is being prepared for street fighting. The media has been circulating information that gives a lot of joy, and it goes without saying why. But our emotions must be restrained because the war scenario is incalculable. Maybe what I'm saying is disappointing, but no one would give up a city for nothing. The enemy does not give us gifts, does not make goodwill gestures. Our successes are the result of heroic struggle. The occupation of Kherson guaranteed control over both the only land route to the Crimea Peninsula and the mouth of the Dnieper. The loss of the city would make it difficult for the Russians to maintain their forces on the west bank of the river and prevent the establishment of a land corridor to Odessa. Who among the commanders reveals their plans? It seemed that if such an official announcement of withdrawal was agreed with the Ukrainians, after all, we know that these soldiers, who would cross using only ad hoc ferry and pontoon crossings, would be a very easy target for Ukrainian artillery. The Russians do not have the logistical means to defend the city. According to experts, Russia is now under intense pressure from the Ukrainian counteroffensive, and the decision to retreat was the best possible one. It is in Russia's interest at the moment to shorten the front, to withdraw troops from the western part of the area, which was previously occupied by Russian troops. Thus, we are dealing with a completely new situation. It can be said that this is the retreat of Russian troops from parts of Ukrainian territory. Meanwhile, according to the United States, the retreat from Kherson is due to the bad situation in which the Russian army finds itself. In addition, President Joe Biden said that the United States' aid to Ukraine will continue without interruption, despite Republicans' skepticism on the issue.
I found it interesting they waited till after the election to make that judgment, and which we knew for some time that they were going to be doing. And it's evidence of the fact that they have some real problems, the Russian military, number one. Number two, whether or not that leads to, at a minimum, it will lead to...
This opinion is also shared by the NATO Secretary General. Jens Stoltenberg said that Ukrainian forces should not celebrate yet, but exercise caution to avoid a possible ambush.
Unprecedented support that NATO allies, including Italy, has provided is making a difference on the battlefield every day and remains vital for the Ukrainian progress. We have taken note of the Russian announcement to retreat from Kherson. We have to see how the situation on the ground develops.
Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolak says that Russia wants to turn Kherson into a city of death. Russian soldiers are mining the area around the city. Meanwhile, Russian artillery is not stopping attacks on the left bank of the Dnieper River.